What's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan. Welcome to the Sneaker Reminisce, where we take regular, everyday people and discuss sneakers as well as the culture through their eyes. No athletes, no influencers, no boundaries. Just raw feelings and emotions. I hope you enjoy. Yo, what's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video. And today's guest, I have Rolo, aka...
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Rolo, dunksrnice. As Marvin said, I'm in his the man cave. So yeah, man, I'm here, y'all.
So basically, we're just gonna go, as I do the Sneaker Reminisce. You guys know that series, or if you don't know, here's a clip up here. You guys can check it out. And basically, we're just gonna go over some shoes just to see what he's feeling. If there's something from the list that he's missing, maybe he can reminisce about things and just, basically just talk about sneakers and all that good stuff. So, you ready?
Man,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, man, let's go.
So, Rolo already shot his vlog type style video that he'll have for his channel, so you guys can go check him out. Here's a link in the description and on the screen if you guys want to check him out. Subscribe. But yeah, basically what Sneaker Reminisce is all about is just checking out sneakers, just really getting down to the nitty gritty, organic place of where, how
Yeah.
you started in sneakers. And I mean, so what was the first sneaker for you?
As a Jordan?
Yeah, as a Jordan.
Well, I got into it late, but I mean, everyone gets into Jordans, whether you got it as a kid or something. But the first Air Jordan I got was a 2001 white and red pair. Just pull it down.
Yeah.
All right. So, this was the first Jordan that. Okay. All right. This is the first Jordan that I got. Damn. And they always came with all retro cards. I don't know if they still do that nowadays, but the retro card, and then yeah, this was the first Air Jordan I got, and I don't know, it's something about 11s, whether it be like overrated or the most common, like Space Jams or Concords and stuff. White and red 11s are my first Air Jordans, and every time I see this, I don't care how many times they're retro, I think it always has that special place in your heart. Your first pair of Air Jordans, I think that's why they're special to me. They're the first ones, and yeah, man, these guys here. The thing I like about Black Cement 3s is what we were looking at. Here they go. The thing about 3s that I like the most, it's just the way they look, the shape and stuff, everything about them. So here's two. This is a 94 pair, and everything about this one is totally different. The shape, the elephant print especially, and if you could see two differences between these, you know what I mean? You have your 2001 pair, which has more padding on the collar area, obviously, but the way this leather feels is superb. This colorway specifically, the black pair, and then obviously 2018. We come to that part where they finally, after all these years, they're finally giving us the Nike Air on the back. And how do I feel about that? Finally, finally, man, I'm just real happy. Whenever, I'm always about appreciation. So when they say they're retroing, I'm like, that's cool with me. There's probably like a kid who's never owned a pair of Black Cement 3s or never actually owned a pair or ever held one, and for them to actually get a pair of Nike Air, that's cool. They can either appreciate it or it's just another shoe for them. The thing with like Jordan Brand now, with especially us, because we're like a lot older, and it's weird the transition has became, or before these used to be like Nike Airs, it used to be more sought after. Now it's a certain person collecting or just trying to get it. And as for me, for when it retros, I was like, that's good with me. I'm really just happy about it. And every time I see this shoe, whether it be the 88, 94, 2001, 2008, or the 2011 pair, this they can retro it every year. I'll still get every year.
So I've compared the 94, the 2001.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the shapes and the quality and everything like that.
That banana boat. That shit.
Yeah. So to me, like, I don't think, since 2003, and I think I have that one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right here. But
there's a true blue, and then there's white.
Yeah. But basically, like, I feel since 2003 was the last time that they did the 3 right. Because you get to like the mid 2000s, some of the midsole paint would be cracking and stuff.
Because this is a dye. This is a dye. The midsole, that's why it has like that color and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But even like the countdown pack of 2008, I didn't like those. And then even like when they did the 2011, like it still felt like plasticky. So
like stiff.
Yeah, and it's that coat maybe even they used, but I mean, like, when you break in leather like this, it feels so good. But hopefully in 2018, when they decide to when they retro this, it'll be pretty much just like that or better.
The True Blues that came out
2011,
2016. Take these down. I believe it's gonna be the same thing for when they do retro the 2001 Blacksmith 3s. I think it's gonna be the same thing. I feel like because it's an all black shoe, like 2000. I believe because it's all black cements. I feel like the reason why people don't like this as much because they hated this from what I've been like from a lot of other people.
The red back.
They didn't like it, but I'm like the OGs did that, and then if we get the 2001 pair, which is right here, it had the blue, and I think if they kept it blue, more people would like it. But when the maroons came out, they were sitting. And sometimes some of the, I think Space Jams at one point were sitting.
They just made a lot of them.
I don't know. I feel like now it's changed so much where they're just putting out so much. I feel like if you just did one retro per month, the excitement would be back there. But the demand, it's weird because everybody just wants something different. I mean, if you did this Nike Air like, I guess like 5 years ago, maybe almost like 10 years, people would gone like sold out, go crazy and stuff like that. But I feel like when they do retro the Blacksmith 3s with the Nike Air, it's gonna sell out more compared to the True Blues.
But I mean, I would love for it to get back to that shape, if at all possible, in comparison to the True Blue. But we'll see. I mean, never know. Yeah. Jordan Brand sometimes they
did fix this painting though. It's like a lot 10 times better now than compared to it was like 2008 or whatever. Yeah, but they really fixed it. They really fixed it. But it should be about this, but just in a black cement colorway. So I'm gonna be real happy when that retros. I'm looking really forward to that.
So what are some pairs that you have on your list? You said you had a list of sneakers that you're looking for.
It's mainly just the OG ones. Those are like the hardest thing to just get. It's based on size, condition, money. If the person is really willing to sell it, then I can obviously get it. But because it's an OG and it's 30 plus years ago, like I'm just missing the metallic burgundy, the metallic orange, and then the white and gray lows. And everyone tells me, why don't you just get the retro? I'm like, that's not fun. It's the hunt of when you actually get it.
Yes.
The hunt, man. That's the thing that's missing about this generation, this culture is like the hunt. Like it's easy now to just get shoes with this whole system or whether you know something. It's more fun when you actually do it for the hunt and stuff like that. I feel like when you have that passion, it stays there. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 plus years, and when you have that hunt, that drive, that's so much better rather than just buying a shoe and just be like, oh, I just got it. And I'm not gonna say brands or whatever shoe. I think you guys already know what it is about this shoe community or the sneaker world has changed. And if you do know what I'm talking about, then you guys know, like when you go to these sneaker events, what do you usually see? Again, I'm not gonna say what it is. What was going on? I was rambling.
Rolo, what are some sneakers that you're missing in your collection?
There's a handful. It's mainly the OG Jordan 1s. It's the hunt, the thrill, all about that I really like. But it's just honestly whether the price, the condition, the size, the person who has it is willing to let it go, whether it be smart or greedy because of money or they just want to have it just because they finally get it. And I understand it and I really appreciate that. But it's also just the concept of finally getting that shoe you wanted for X amount of years. That's the one thing I've been always wanting to get. But it's mainly just the OG ones, the threes. I'm missing the OG, like the True Blues, the Fire Reds, the White Cement threes. And then we get into the 9s and 14s, and I'll finally complete every original Jordan that's released from 1985 all the way to 1999. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's done this, but to say I've come that close just to complete that is just like, finally. And then I'll figure out what I want to do with it, but I could just finally say those are the ones I'm missing, and that's it.
So size 8.5 to 9-ish?
With OG ones and OG threes, I'll take any size, because I've only encountered a few where it was my size 9, 9.5, and even then it's just so hard to come by, whether they're trash or just no longer in existence, because it's like a 30+ year shoe or getting there. The 9s and 14s, they're always available, whether it be on eBay or someone selling on Instagram or wherever I can find it. That's not a problem. It's the older ones that are like so hard just to find.
So you have to make exceptions, as I was speaking about with like what was it, other shoes that are on my list. I have to make exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, obviously, like, if it was that easy, then of course I would. But to make it more harder and more fun, I would want to get in my size. But if I can't, there is obviously that exception where, like, all right, I'll just get this and finally get it. I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all right. It's all right. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy with what you haven't got, that's cool with me.
Here's my stick.
All right, cool. You got the stick. So, all right, cool. You're filming, right? All
it's right. Filipino style.
All right, cool. In my opinion, the Cool Grade 4s the 2004 Cool Grade 4s is probably one of the best like retro colorways possible that has ever released. And it sucks that they had this midsole painted, and you can kind of see it here on the midsole. There's some slight crackings, but this is still a clean, flawless pair. And I love this colorway. This is probably one of the best Cool Grade colorways they've released. And I just can't wait. This is one of the shoes where, like, if they retroed, I'd be happy to finally, like, as far as like retros with these, this one recently came out, and I had like a mixed feeling with these Flyknit like Bred ones. And some people were saying that I wish the swoosh was like all Flyknit upper. I mean, if you're gonna, might as well do the whole entire shoe. Why not do the swoosh and, you know, the Air Jordan badge logo itself? But I think how it was executed, the way it was, it's not bad. I heard like good things about the shoe. So I mean, I wish there was more padding on this. Like, it's so like thin, man. Like, you put like 10 pieces of paper and that's like the comfort and the size of it. But
well, I'll invite you, if you ever try and get a pair, try it on.
The one thing I did want to mention is, no matter how many times they retro ones, they still haven't fixed this material. I feel like this is cheap. This thing, you can wear this like 10 times, it'll deteriorate, be gone. You know what I'm talking about, the heel drag or the star stuff. I really wish they would update this rubber. Like, it's not strong enough. And I remember someone telling me that, like, because it's an older shoe, it's weaker. I'm like, well, if you compare it with like 85 or 94s, why is that one so much stronger and better compared to like a 2001 or 94 or you know, like the 2001 and all those kind of years? I wish they would update this.
What do you think about the direction of Jordan Brand now, like as far as like materials and the use? And I mean, you spoke about like the Flyknit and the rubber. So I mean, like, what are some of the like pros and cons of how they're making their sneakers now?
I like the appreciation where they get older stuff and make it new stuff, but I feel like Jordan Brand can do so much with their, you know, Jordan 1s, 3s, 11s, or whatever Jordan number, and retro it so many times where it'd be like, well, I have the previous years, why do I need to get the current years? You know what I mean? If they were to retro an Orlando 10 or a shoe that's never been retroed, then appreciation of them would be there. But if it's like a Jordan Bred 1 and they're retroed every single year because it's such a classic shoe, it's still going to sell out. But when it comes to certain colorways and the direction, that's like a toss in the air for me. Because for me, I'm more of like the original colorways, like the Chutney 13s, these white and red metallic white ones, Chicago 10s. Like with this one, I would look at this and be like, well, it's still reminds me of the Chicago's if you just had this part.
So
Black.
what did you think about their storytelling? Did you read about it on Nike?
Honestly, to be honest with you guys, because I've always kept my answers as 100% and as honest, I did not read the story. I didn't. I knew that what this man, what the thing is with the Converse. This pack right here, right? And what I thought, it was cool, the what they did, the commemorate, I'll mess it up.
Bruh.
Commemorate this pack right here. It was great, but I felt like it's only for appreciation towards certain people that know the story of it and what it really is. If you just drop this as a regular colorway and with nothing, it's gonna sit. But because I felt like they did something with, you know, 2 different brands, it's different. I like, you know, when new things are going for what they're trying to do.
So would you say that the hold on, let's get the shattered backboard.
Ooh, here we go again.
Don't say your thoughts.
Oh man, you know about this. Oh boy.
What do you think about
Oh,
their
boy.
storytelling with the shattered backboard?
I feel like-
you said what did you say about this? You said
See,
if they just dropped this as as like
just
a colorway.
whatever colorway, people be like, it looks like a Chicago too. I mean, look, you take this out and you put this just by itself. It's on a shelf with whatever else is next to it, because it has, you know, 6/28/87 on the back, which is that there with the like the UNC baby blue colorway, and then you put it along with the Converses. Then you're like, okay, I guess it's a pack. But I feel like a lot of people like myself are gonna be like, well, it's still at the end of the day, it's still reminiscent of Chicago 2s. Now, incorporating from this story with these, I feel like a lot of people don't care about the story. They go for more of the colorway, because nowadays Jordan is more for lifestyle, and I could agree with that, because like for me, I don't play basketball or any sports in these. I just get them for like lifestyle. You know what I mean? There's nothing really wrong with that. But in terms of the story, whether people know it or not, at the end of the day, it's still a shoe that's going to be on your foot, whether you do it for the specific purpose of it or for just wearing it. And I know a lot of you guys are always going to talk about, yo, how's the quality? Is it good as that? It's the same thing with the Royal Ones. You know what I mean? A lot of people like how they use this leather. And I'm not going to disagree with you. This leather is like phenomenal. It's good leather. It's like amazing. It just sucks when you get like when there's like water or something.
Okay, so now hold that thought.
The bands. Okay.
So, you said, or a lot of people are saying
All right.
that they're holding a candle to, is it shattered backboard quality?
Oh boy.
But now we get to 2011.
The band ones. Okay. There's a lot of talk, because since I get a lot of OGs and I always compare them with the ones in general, these are 2 different leathers. So
Now let me preface this. Hold on. Let me preface this and say that Rolo is an OG collector. He collects OGs. I collect OGs as well, but not to the extent of him. So what we're saying here is that this is the new type of leather that they're using in the Air Jordan 1s. Okay, so go ahead and continue your story.
This shoe came out in 2011, right? That was the year it came out. And people are like, oh, this is good leather, it's whatever. But when you fast forward it like 5 years or however many years, and you compare it with this, you're like, wow, that's amazing. Well, I think back then people didn't really care so much about the leather. They were like, why is there X on the back? I do kind of know the story why there is X on the back and whatnot. I mean, there's always going to be some significant differences in the two. This is like a shoe that's like on a dress shoe, and this is the same thing. It's just 2 different leathers. This one just feels like a different finish. It's like a soft. If you felt a shattered backboard, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you've ever felt or held the 2011 band ones, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. This kind of feels more of like a heavy quality leather shoe feel to it, and this one is it's different. It's soft. It's a different feel to it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a black and red Bred 1 Jordan 1, and this is a shattered backboard. They're 2 different shoes, and that's just what it really comes down to. everything like where people believe where it's past 23, they're like that's not Jordan or anything like that. It's really whatever. I mean, they had like models who were just like, man, what in the world are y'all thinking? But that's Jordan Brand. When they released the ones, Jordan was like, I'm not about to wear those clown shoes, but did you look at what it specifically did? You know what I mean? Headlines, the performance, what he did with it. And, you know, that's kind of the story with all the Jordan shoes. They always try to reinnovate, like basically try to make something different from every year or the percent of the years that they've done. And to shoot to look ugly, you got to look at it this way. There was a Jordan book. It's a hardcover book, and it said that, but do you see what the shoes are doing? So whether they're ugly, there's always that reason that it's ugly for that reason. Whether you're going to do a lifestyle or, you know, Jordan Man is for a basketball sneaker. So some of the shoes, like, you know, like that you think are ugly, like 15s. I like 15s. People hate them, but that's just me.
15.
I like 15, man. I really do. The 15. Do you have the pine green?
No.
Gosh, that's like
Columbia blue.
people don't like 15s, but I like 15s. I think it's cool. One of the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's a really cool, interesting shoe. But to be honest, it's not even comfortable. This is not a comfortable shoe. But I think this is a great shoe.
Did you watch that special with Tinker Hatfield, Abstract, on Netflix, where he talked about the 15?
No, I didn't.
The 15 was really the first Jordan that had negative reviews. Was this shoe somehow a turning point for you?
So I think this is all about maybe designing a shoe that maybe it wasn't going to be loved by everyone, but it certainly made a statement. And there were a lot of things going on in my life at that time, and I was very, very saddened by the passing of Bill Bowerman. My father had passed away 3 years before, and Michael's father had passed away a few years before, and just a lot. Yeah, there was a lot going on, and I was ready to be done. And Bill Bowerman passing away was huge.
The 15 is significant to him because of that, and it was a trying time for him.
Man, that's gonna be even better. That's even better now, man.
Yeah, so
I like 15. So that's I did not know that story.
Yeah,
that's
so
tight.
Abstract on Netflix if you have it.
Okay. White Cement 4s be my favorite. If Black Cement 3s weren't... Yeah, here we go. So, the Black Cement 3s, if they're not my favorite, it would have been this guy right here. White Cement 4s. I love this shoe. Love this colorway. Top 5 best Air Jordans of all time. White Cements.
What do you think about the pattern of the cement that they did on it, or the splatter, and the Nike Air? And
Well, going back on that, if you look at the OG pair, it's like way more like they did so much speckle. But in terms of whether it be like large blotches or like small ones like these, I think they did a great job. And I've worn my pair a handful of times, and the paint hasn't even cracked. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Whatever they're doing, keep that up. The shape, the way they feel, and everything. This shoe is a classic. You can't go wrong with this shoe. Everything about this one is this shoe right here. I know a lot of people are like, yo, that shape or whatever. But I mean, like, you can't fix everything that Jordan Brand wants you to fix. There's always going to be some problems with it. Like, trust me, I really wish these stars weren't that large. But from what I've been told, like, they just want to be more redefined, which is, I guess, cool. I guess you could find a difference. But, you know, with the 99 pair, whether it be a lighter gray or, yeah, it was a lighter tone of grayish, or maybe because it's age, but love the White Cement 4s. This is like top 5 easily. Top 5.
because it's like 25 minutes. But I mean, I can.
Oh, shoot, already?
Yeah, but I can publish it and I just be like, you know, whatever. People just love the discussion and they just keep going.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Anyways, you know, that's pretty much Rolo's thoughts about the sneaker Reminisce. So, you know, it's cool chopping it up with Rolo. Appreciate him coming out here from the Bay Area. It was actually convenient because his childhood friend actually lives just down the street from me, which is a coincidence, small world. But, you know, it's always cool, like, meeting up with Rolo. I always just see him at the sneaker events. But, you know, just having to just pretty much have food, sit down, talk, and, you know, just relive some good memories. I mean, I didn't know Rolo growing up, but you know, I've actually known him for a while on So Collector forums, and I don't know, maybe over 10 years now. So,
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool to connect with another collector and you just talk about this stuff, because I feel like collecting is a lost art for some people. And as he discussed in the video,
The thrill of the hunt. The thrill of the hunt.
the
man.
thrill of the hunt is just something that like we love to do as collectors. So,
Yeah.
you know, just having to just get something and finally obtain it is just like something worthwhile. But anyways, if you guys want to check out Rolo's channel, I'll put a link up here and also in the description. Go ahead and check it out. Subscribe if you guys like the content, and give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.